So new problem, and it's going to be the same way we're going to begin. We're going to start off with the question sentence. So the question sentence, the actual question statement, how many are available for checkout? Right there. Again, how many are available for checkout? We have a lot of extra conditional information in that sentence, like after removing this many books, receiving this many donated books, and reserving this many for display, how many are available for checkout? So there are definitely a lot of words here. We have got to sort through and make sure we understand what we have got to do. So let me right over here, highlight that. How many are available for what again? Go ahead and help me out there. Repeat that out loud or in the chat box. How many are available for what? For checkout. Not for viewing, not for counting, but for checkout. Sounds good. So let's understand how we're going to interpret the information given what we want. How many are available at the end to be checked out? So here it says a storage room has 5 shelves with 22 books each. Okay, I'll just log that for a moment. 5 shelves, 22 books each, so we can figure out how many books that is for sure. Then it says after removing 18 damaged books, everybody, if we are removing 18 damaged books, what operation is that hinting at? That's telling you what? Oh yeah, that's subtraction. That is subtraction, and I will highlight that in purple. So removing 18 damaged books. Then it says receiving 36 donated books. What operation are we thinking of there, everybody? That's addition. Again, if we receive, we're bringing in 36 books for checkout. And then it says reserving 12 for display. If we're reserving 12 for display, are those available for checkout, everybody? Not quite, right? If they're reserved for display, it means that its purpose is being saved for something other than the primary, other than being checked out. We reserve 12 for display, which means that we will not count those 12. So in green, we have the books that we can count, and in purple, we have the books that we need to take away. So we have, first up, 5 shelves multiplied by 22 books each, and with some mental math, that'll be 110. If you want to go ahead and see it done, that'll be 22 multiplied by 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1, is 11. So we have that there. We have 110 books from that first bit. Then we see that we need to subtract the 18 damaged books, add in the 36 donated books, and then take away the 12 that were reserved for display. So there we are. There's the math that we need to do. 110 minus 18 plus 36 minus 12. And so when we consider the math that we're about to do, the calculation, we can make our life a little easier. We can make a life a little easier because we don't have to go 110 minus 18, 92, then plus 36 to get 128, then minus 12 to get down to 116. If we can't expect ourselves to do that mental math very quickly, then what I will say is do this. Bring your subtractions together, because if you're going to subtract 18 and you're going to subtract 12, everybody, what is that the same as? If you're going to subtract 18 and subtract 12, that's like subtracting what in total? That's like subtracting how much in total? Yeah, that's going to be subtracting 30 in total. If I take away 18 and take away 12 right after, that's like taking away 30. So I'm going to write that out. I'll take away 30. And then when I bring together the 110 and then the 36, we could bring those together first. Or you could just look at the plus 36 and minus 30. Everybody, what's going to happen when we mix plus 36 and minus 30 together? What happens when we mix those together? Yeah, that's just 6. 36 minus 30, that is just a net gain of 6. How much easier does that make this problem? A lot easier, because you have the 110 plus the 6, and that is 116. And there we are. Again, The mental math allows us to compartmentalize, split and glue things together. And that's the beauty of it. The correct answer here is answer choice A, 116. All right, so let's tackle this new problem here. And as always, we're going to go straight to the question sentence first. So here's what that tells us to do. How many bolts remain in stock? All right, my party people, easy question here. When we think about the keyword remain, so how many bolts remain in stock, what's another word for that? Maybe it's not directly math related, but what's another word that we can think of for how many remain? We can kind of subsidize, how many are left, right? We can think about using the phrase how many are left. And when we think about how many are left or how many remain or a gap, what operation are we typically thinking about, everybody? Yeah, we're typically thinking of subtraction. Now, notice how I'm carefully choosing my words. Typically subtract. You want to keep your guard up, but you want to really appreciate that key word right there. Thinking, we're thinking about how many are left. That's going to be subtraction at some point. We'll see. So let's read now. What gap are we trying to find? Well, here it says, a store receives shipments of this many, and this many bolts. Notice that I didn't read the actual numbers. I do not care. When we are reading the problem for the first time, the numbers do not matter. It's about what the numbers mean. So again, a store receives shipments of these amounts. During inspection, this many are discarded. Oh, what's that keyword right there? Discarded. My party people, what does the word discarded mean? Subtract. So we have confirmation. We have confirmation of that clue to subtraction right there. 18 bolts are subtracted. And so this shipment of 92, 108, and 75, what are we going to do there with that green? 92, 108, and 75, we are going to do what with those values? Add them up. Those are the three shipments. 92, 108, and 75. Perfect. We will add those together. And then after I'm done adding these together, what am I going to do with that result? Then I'm going to subtract whatever that final value is. I will subtract 18, and that is going to give me my answer. This is the art of problem solving. Notice that I have not done any calculations yet, but I have pointed out, I have officially mapped out how to get this right if I just follow the calculations properly. My party people, before I continue, does that make sense to you? Again, the idea of planning before doing. Yeah, sure, this problem might be slightly easier than most, but this is the habit that we really want to get into. So let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go. 2 plus 8 plus 5. Well, that's going to be 10. Plus 5 is 15. So we'll add the 5 right here and carry the 1. Next up, 9 plus 1, that's going to give me 10. Add the 7, that's 17. Carry the 1. And then we have 1 and 1, that makes 2. So we have 275. Now be very careful. Be very careful. 275, very tempting, right? Very tempting, but it's not the answer. Because like we said, we're going to add them all up and then follow our little trail here. And we are then going to subtract 18 from that. Because again, 18 bolts were discarded. So now let's get this done. We have 5 minus 8. Can't really do that. So we're going to just borrow a 1 here. 15 minus 8, that's going to give me 7. Then we have 6 minus 1, which is 5. 2 minus nothing is 2. And there we have it. There's our final answer. We have 257 bolts that remain in stock. And there we are, my party people.